Welcome to the Cyber Blueprint YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be discussing Microsoft Sentinel. Microsoft Sentinel is a SIEM tool, which is a security, information, and event management tool that is used by cybersecurity teams for data ingestion and cybersecurity incident monitoring and response. So essentially what a SIEM tool does is it ingests data in from different log sources. Those log sources could be firewalls, proxies, web applications, databases, servers, endpoints, and many more. And essentially, what you can do with Sentinel is it's very powerful in the fact that it allows you to deploy different types of automation, enrich the data with threat intelligence feeds from different sources, including Microsoft, and allow your security teams, specifically your analysts, to triage and investigate security incidents and respond to them effectively. So there's a few other vendors out there, such as Splunk and Logarithm, that have different SIM tools that you can use. But for this video, we'll just be focusing on Sentinel, which is Microsoft's implementation of a SIM. So I'll be showing you this overview dashboard here that just gives you high level information about Sentinel. And I'll also be going over other elements of Sentinel, such as threat management, content management, analytics rules, and automation in other videos. So we'll be able to fully see the power of Sentinel and how it can be leveraged by organizations and analysts to respond successfully to cybersecurity threats or incidents. So right here on the dashboard, you can see a high level overview of your Sentinel environment or your Sentinel workspace. And essentially here you can see on the screen the incidents created in the last 24 hours. So it shows you new incidents that are created, active ones, meaning they're assigned to an analyst or assigned to an engineer who's working on them, and closed, meaning they've been already investigated and classified. Sentinel has 4 levels of severity. So essentially what it does is it classifies these incidents based on severity level so you can understand which ones are more of a priority over others. So you have 4 classifications: high, medium, low, and informational, as well as classifications for incidents that have been closed. So you have true positive, false positive, benign positive, and undetermined. So here you're able to see just a high level overview of what's actually happening as far as incidents in your Sentinel workspace. On this dashboard panel for automation, this is important. Like I'd mentioned before, Sentinel has automation that you can use to essentially effectively respond to your incidents more effectively using automation. You can even enrich the data, meaning you can bring data in from different sources to help add additional information to your incidents so that when an analyst takes a look at it, they'll be able to have all the information that they need to determine what is the scope of this incident that's been created. So automation works via logic apps, and logic apps are workflows, and we'll go into that in a little bit more detail in another video. But essentially you have all the automation that can be deployed and configured and customized to work with Sentinel to effectively even help you automate some of these response processes to incidents. Below we have data. So this is good because now you can monitor. Like I said, you have data coming from different sources: emails, web applications, databases, firewalls, and many more. So you can monitor the inflow of your data into your workspace and determine which ones are actively and healthy as far as connections and which ones are unhealthy, so that you can do some troubleshooting to determine what might need to be looked at so that you can resolve some of those data inflows that might not be coming to the workspace correctly. And then you have analytics rules. And on the back end of Sentinel, when all the data comes into Sentinel, it's stored in tables, and the tables are referred to as a schema. And if you're familiar with SQL, SQL is a query language for databases. Microsoft uses KQL, which is Coastal Query Language. Sentinel specifically uses KQL. So if you go to logs, you'll be able to run a query based on that query language, and then you can identify activity based on the table that you're looking at for the data. Analytics is the rules that you have running in the background that are going to be generating incidents. So these rules can be running on a schedule, whether that's 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 3 days, 7 days, 30 days. You can customize it to run on the schedule that you would like. And essentially what it is a KQL query that's automatically running. And what it's doing is creating incidents and alerts based on the activity that it's trying to find. So for example, if we go to incidents here, we'll be able to see incidents that have been generated from analytics rules. So I'm going to expand this, and in here you can see traffic detected from IP addresses determined or recommended for blocking, anonymous IPs, attempts to sign into disabled user accounts, anomalous user behavior, anti-malware action failed, file containing PII detected in the cloud, and Defender Threat Intelligence analytics. So all these are rules, are analytical rules that are running in the background, and they're creating these incidents based on the activity that the KQL query is seeing in the log tables. So we will go into this in a little bit more depth in a different video, but I just wanted to give you a visual of what that looks like. And you can customize it based on the time period you'd like to see the events. So if we go back even 30 days, you'll be able to see more results for the incidents created, because now you have a wider time frame for you to look back into. So essentially here is where majority of your analysts are going to be spending most of their time looking at these incidents. And in a separate video, we will go more into depth and actually take a look at some of the incidents here. So if you like this type of content, please share it, like the video, and subscribe to the channel.